Morning students, this is your subject physical education for class 11th. So today we are going to continue with chapter number 2. Name of the chapter is Olympics Value Education. This is a lecture number 2 and we are also going to discuss the answers of questions from lecture number 1. So in this lecture we are going to continue with the same subtopic, which is 2.1 Olympics, Paralympics and Special Olympics. So we completed Olympics in the last lecture. We are going to start with Paralympics today. So Paralympic Games are a major international multi-sport events for the athletes with various disabilities, such as athletes with mobility disabilities, amputations, blindness or cerebral palsy. So when we talk about Paralympics, so Paralympics are at the same status of Olympic Games, and these are multi-sport event, means there that in these games there are different and various games and sports are organized in the same way as Olympics organizes its games. But in this, the people, those who participate, or the players, those who participate in these games have some or the other disability. The disability might be their mobility disability, that they might have problems with their limbs, in which they have problem from moving one place to another. Amputations means when one or the other limb is not there, cut it off from the body because of some accident or some other problem. Blindness, you all understand, blind people. And cerebral palsy is, it is a intellectual disorder. Intellectual disorders is related to your mental ability, so it is one of the mental disability or a disorder, you can call it. Paralympic games are held at an interval of every 4 years. Same way the Olympics is held or organized. These games are governed by the International Paralympic Committee. So there is a separate committee for these games, which is International Paralympic Committee, IPC. The first Paralympic Games were held in Rome in 1960. Please underline it in your books as well. It is an important date. So the first ever Paralympics organized were in Rome. The venue was Rome and the year was in 1960. However, the Paralympic word was used officially in 1988 Summer Olympic Games, which were held in Seoul. So Paralympic was the name which was given to these games in 1988 in Seoul. These were Summer Paralympic Games. The first Winter Paralympic Games were held in 1976 in Sweden. So as there is two type of games in Olympics, one is your summer games and one is your winter. The same way Paralympics again have the two. One is the summer Paralympic, another one is the winter Paralympic. So the Winter Paralympic Games first were held in 1976 in Sweden. The Winter Paralympic Games are also held after every 4 years. So the main difference between these two games is that whichever game needs to be organized on a place where there is snow, like skiing, ice skating, all these kind of games are organized under Winter Paralympics, and all those which does not have any requirement of this cold weather or the situation like that, that all those games are organized in Summer Olympic Games. Now the opening ceremony. The opening ceremony begins with the hoisting of the host country's flag, rendition of its national anthem. So in this, when we begin with the opening ceremony of Paralympic Games, the host country's flag is hoisted first of all, and then the national anthem begins of that particular country. After the national anthem, the athletes come for march past after the stadium, grouped according to the nations. So they are actually grouped according to the different nations from which they are participating. For example, if someone goes from India, so there will be a big group of Indians team at one place, and then Americas and China's and Korea's and several other countries. So this is how they are grouped together and they march past. So you can see in the picture also that there are two physical disabled people and others are also there. So this is how the march past actually takes place. All the nations and the stadium alphabetically according to the host country's chosen language. So it is all done according to the language chosen by the country, and each and every team will assemble in the march past according to the alphabets chosen by the particular country. For example, if they have chosen English as a language, so the name of the different countries will go by A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So from with the A alphabet country's name, they will come first, then B, then C, then D. This is how it is done. However, the host country's player enter last in the stadium. So the country which is actually organizing these games in sports, the players of those countries or that country is going to enter the stadium in the end after each and every other country has already entered the stadium. After the host nation presents its culture in the form of music, dance, singing, etc. So what happened is after that, after the entrance of all the players or all the teams in the ground, they assemble there, and then there is this cultural programs which happens, and that country shows its culture through different forms of music, from their dances and singing, etc. For opening of the games is announced. After that, opening of the game is announced by the head or the chairperson. One will come and he will be announcing that now the games are open. At last, Paralympic torch is brought into the stadium and passed on until it reaches the final torch bearer, finally lights the Paralympic flame. So in the end, this flame is lightened up. Here I have given you the picture also, where you can see the person is just going to light up the flame with the help of this torch. So it just enters, the torch enters, and players keeps on passing the torch until and unless the last person who has to light up the flame gets the torch. Now the closing ceremony. After the conclusion of all the sports events, the closing ceremony begins from each participating country. So after each and every game is like finished, the victory ceremony is done, then there is this start of the closing ceremony. The stadium followed by the athletes who enter together without any national distinction. So as I have told you earlier that in opening ceremony, nations used to group according to their own nation and then used to enter the ground or that stadium, and it is all done alphabetically. But when we talk about closing ceremony, in closing ceremony the march pass is done the same way, but the only difference here is that now the groups are not made according to the nations. All the players come together and they are not grouped, they are not distinct from one to another. They all come together and they all sit together. The Olympics, the Paralympic flag is taken down. So now the Paralympic flag is taken down. The games are officially closed and Paralympic flame is extinguished. So now moving towards the International Paralympic Committee, it is a global governing body of the Paralympic movement. So these this committee governs the Paralympic movement, like the venue, the rules and regulations, the different games, including excluding what all games are there, the dates of the competitions, the participation of different players, the rules and regulations behind it, the criteria for it. Each and everything is taken care of by International Paralympic Committee. This committee organizes summer and winter Paralympics. So this committee is there to organize summer as well as the winter Paralympic games. It also serves as international federation of 9 sports. So for 9 different sports, it is the international federation. 9 sports which are under the same category, means which is actually organized for people those who have some disabilities, for which it supervises and coordinates the world championship and other competitions. So it what it does is it supervises each and every world championship and other championships also, and it also coordinates among themselves. Next is the vision of Paralympic. So to enable Paralympic athlete to achieve sporting excellence and inspire and excite the world. So as we all know that when we look upon a person who is disabled because of some physical, mental or some other problem, we just think that these people will not be able to do a lot of things. But Paralympics vision is that each and every individual, those who even have any kind of disability, should be having this sense of achievement in games and sports as well. And through their achievements, through their performances, through their confidence, they can actually inspire and they can actually excite people in the world that yes, people like us, those are having some of the problems or the disabilities, still we are so strong and we can do a lot of things like other normal people does. So it was established in distilled of on 22nd September 1989. Its headquarters is in Bonn, Germany. So it's a place in Germany, Bonn. Its main aim is to develop world sports. It is important for all the people with an impairment from the beginner to the athlete level. So it is important to each and every player, even if he is someone who has just begun to participate in such games, or for someone who has reached the higher levels of his or her game. Now the awards. After every event in Paralympics, medals are presented to the winners as awards, with the competitors, teams that secure first, second and third positions stand up at the victory podium. So as we discussed it in Olympics also, the same medals, gold, silver and bronze are given to the place holders of first, second and third respectively. They might be teams, they might be competitors, the individual competitors, and all of them come and assemble near the victory ceremony for the victory ceremony in the near the podium, and there they stand and they get these medals, though these medals are presented to them. After giving away the medals, national flags of the three countries are unfurled and hoisted. So after the medals are, when the medals are given to them, then the national anthem, or sorry, the national flag of all these three countries are unfurled and hoisted. The tune of national song of the gold medal winning country is played. So the one who came first in that particular event or sport, the national anthem or the national song of that particular country is played there. Now the motto. The motto is Spirit in Motion is the Paralympic motto. It was started in 2004 Athens Paralympics. Prior to this, motto of Paralympic was mind, body and spirit. So spirit in motion means you have to have a spirit in which you don't feel like sitting, you don't feel like holding yourself back, where you wanted to move, where you wanted to have your life in motion, your feelings in motion. So that is why the motto of Paralympic is Spirit in Motion. So now we are going to discuss about the categories of disability. The International Paralympic Committee has published 10 disability categories including physical, visual and intellectual impairment. At least one of these disability can participate in the Paralympic Games, though not every sport can allow for every disability category. So the main heads of these disability is physical disability, visual and intellectual impairment. Physical, you might have understood that the physicality, if there is any problem, one is injured or because of accident or anything, has amputation in their limbs, then physical. Visual means blindness, And there are again several categories of blindness also. There are people those who are partially blind, there are people those who are fully blind, so there are again categories. Intellectual impairment means the mental disorders which are there. So any person who has any one of these disability is allowed to participate in Paralympic Games, though we just can't allow each and every disabled individual or disabled category in all the games and sports, because there are some of the rules or some of the limitations also, that each and every individual can't just be able to perform in each and every game. So that's why some of the disability categories are not allowed in each and every game. So we are going to start with the physical impairment or disability now. So it includes the impaired muscle power, where an individual does not gain muscle power. Impaired passive range of movement. Passive range of movement is the flexibility. When an individual have bad flexibility or the joints does not work properly. Loss of a limb. You can see this in this picture also, that the participants, the competitors does not have legs. So if there is some loss of limb, it might be a leg or hand. Leg length difference, where there is this difference in the length of both the legs. Short stature, etc. So a person who is very small in height. So all these categories, all these disabilities of people can participate in Paralympics. Next is visual impairment, includes impairment of one or more components of visual system. So if one is blind or partially blind or anything which is related to visual system, any impairment, any problem, one can participate. Here I have given you the picture of two athletes wearing this white dress, and they are tied with one another. The hands of them are like tied with one another. This is done because the person who is blind, the person who is having the disability, is guided by another person, because they are not able to see the track or they don't understand the path. That is why they are guided by someone. Next is intellectual disability, includes the significant impairment of intellectual functioning. Intellectual functioning means when an individual is not able to process information, understand what is said or told to them. They are not able to perceive things properly, and obviously because of these reasons their brain does not uh, gain knowledge from the outside world and does not react accordingly. So these are also some of the disabilities which can participate in Paralympic Games. The International Paralympic Committee mainly serve athletes with physical and visual disabilities, whereas the intellectual disability has been added to some Paralympic Games. So mostly people with disability, physical disability or visual disability can participate in Paralympic Games. And for people those who have intellectual disability or impairment, there are few of the games which are added, but not all the games allow people with intellectual disability to participate. So next is the Special Olympics. This is the main topic. So Special Olympics was started by Eunice Kennedy Shiver. She was the sister of John F. Kennedy, who was the former president of USA. So I have given you the picture of the lady as well. In fact, she believed that with equal opportunities and experiences as anyone else, people with special needs could compete for more than ever thought possible. So she had this vision, she had this thought that people, those who all have any kind of problem or those who have this special need people, if we provide them equal opportunities, if we provide them good experiences, good facilities as everyone else is getting in the world, then these people can also compete in the same way. They can also show their performance which none of us might have thought. So this thought of her actually brought up this Special Olympics to come into existence. So she was convinced that children with intellectual disability could be exceptional athletes or sportsperson. So one thing which you have to keep in mind, that these games or Special Olympics are organized only for the people those who have intellectual disability, and that through sports they can realize their potential for growth and development. So she was all convinced by this thought that if we provide them opportunities and everything, they can be exceptional, they can be very good athletes or sports person, and through these experiences, through games and sports, they can actually realize their own potential, and they can have a good growth and development in themselves. Keeping this in mind, she started a day camp for children with intellectual disability at her home. She invested a lot of efforts to study games. So she actually also organized this day camp for intellectual disabled people at her own house, and she invested a lot of efforts and time for studying games and sports, what all games and sports can be modified or how they can be done for these intellectual disabled people. Going to her efforts, the first Special Olympics were held in July 1968 in Chicago. So, owing to the efforts which she actually made for these people, the first Special Olympics was organized in Chicago in July 1968. About 1,000 of athletes from USA and Canada participated in one-day event, which was a joint venture by Kennedy Foundation and Chicago Park District. So thousands of athletes came from both the places, USA and Canada, for this one-day event, and this was organized by Kennedy Foundation and Chicago Park District. In 1971, US Olympic Committee gave the Special Olympics official approval to use the name Olympics. So in 1971, Olympic Committee gave them this approval that yes, you can use Olympics with your name. France sent the first set of athletes from outside North America to the second games held in 1970. In 1972 games, 10 nations sent their athletes. The United Nations declared 1986 as the year of Special Olympics. In 1988, the Special Olympics were officially organized by International Olympic Committee. So in 1988, IOC organized Special Olympics. In 2003 Special Olympics, approximately 7,000 athletes from 150 nations participated in 18 disciplines. Now the symbol happiness and joy to all the children of the world. So this was the symbol of Special Olympics. The logo is a symbol of growth, confidence and joy among children and adults with disability who are learning coordination, mastering skills, participating in competitions and preparing themselves for richer and more productive lives. So the logo itself, the symbol symbolizes that there should be growth and confidence and joy among the children or any adult who have this disabilities, and those who all are learning to coordinate, to master in different skills and to participate in games and sports and different competitions, and preparing themselves to have a good and a better life in future. Special Olympic Flame. The flame of hope is the name given to the torch that is carried to and lit at Special Olympic Games. The game of list which are organized in Special Olympic Games. Now the homework for this lecture. What is Paralympics motto? Question number 2. Explain the categories of disability in Paralympics. Question number 3. What is the symbol of Special Olympics? Question number 4. Discuss about Special Olympics. So here you have to discuss how it started, who started Special Olympics. Now we are going to discuss the answers of questions which were given as homework in lecture number 1. Question number 1 was write a short note on Olympics flag. Answer. Olympic flag was created in 1913 at the suggestion of Baron de Coubertin. It was first solemnly inaugurated in Paris in June 1949, but it was hosted for the first time in Olympic Stadium at the Antwerp Olympic Games, which were held in 1920. Olympic flag is made of white silk and contains 5 interlocking rings or circles in 5 colors representing 5 continents of the world: America, Europe, Australia, Asia and Africa. Question number 2 was discuss about the closing ceremony of modern Olympics Games. Answer: sports persons from all the countries assemble in the stadium for closing ceremony. The mayor of that city and the president of the managing committee escorts the president of the International Olympic Committee to the stadium. Here he declares the game are closed. After that, Olympic flag is lowered and it is given to the mayor of the city. Various cultural programs are organized. The Olympic game flame is extinguished. At last, the games come to the end with the Olympic song. Question number 3 was briefly explain about the awards of Asian Olympic Games. Answer: less attention was paid to awards in the Asian Olympic Games. Only food grains and animals were given as a reward. After that, a crown made of olive leaves was given to the winners. More stress was laid on respect and honor instead of awards to the players in these games. Statues were also made of the winners. Poems were also composed in praise of winners and their names were recorded in the annals of history. Even the players used to participate in these games for respect and honor and not for the sake of awards. Question number 4 was briefly explain the Olympic oath. So during the opening of Olympic Games, oath taking ceremony is held by the athletes who assemble in the sports stadium. Representative of the host country comes forward holding the flag and the flag bearer of the competing nations also take up their position. The representative takes oath on the behalf of all the athletes who raise their right arm and repeat the oath after him or her. This is the end of your lecture. Thank you.